Hey everybody, this is Nicole and I am giving you Inbox Answers episode 3. So like I said, I'm trying to do this every day, but it's kind of hard with my one-on-one coaching clients and also doing group coaching and doing some online courses with some of my clients too. So I am trying to bring you answers through video. That way I can reach more of you at once. Rather than just answering you one by one, because a lot of you are asking the same questions, which is awesome. And I know if one of you is asking a question, there's probably 3 or 4 right behind, that question that's got wanting the same answer. So what I wanted to answer is one question that I probably get like 3 or 4 times a day, and that's, how did you build your business? And so here's just a quick little story about, I don't know, maybe a year ago. I was basically in a place where I knew that I needed to do something above and beyond my 9 to 5, quote unquote, job, where I was leaving, my paycheck in the hands of somebody else. I was exchanging my time for dollars, and I knew that it just wasn't working anymore. I knew that I couldn't do that forever because my desire to help people was bigger than that. And quite frankly, I felt, that the skill sets and the talents and abilities that God gave me was bigger than, just a 9 to 5. And I knew that I wanted to be able to call my own shots and I wanted to make my own decisions. And it's not that I didn't want a boss. It's just that I didn't want, I didn't want to be the person who was taking direction and making somebody else rich, if that makes any sense to you guys. So it's totally nothing to do with not wanting to be under authority or not wanting to, help other people. It had everything to do with what I knew that I wanted to accomplish and the vision that I had for myself and the vision that I know that God gave me. And so I wanted to, expand out of that 9 to 5, and I wanted to start working towards being my own boss and working towards doing, my own thing. And I did have a vision, I did have a plan, but I didn't know how to start. And when I finally did start, I was kind of overwhelmed with everything that comes into being a business owner. And if you are a business owner or you just started a business, or you have a business idea and you are not quite sure where to start, I think you know what I mean, that everything is kind of overwhelming because the idea is great, but then when you start putting things into motion, you start to see all these other little facets and nuances that start to pop up. And so it took a while for me to understand that I had to take control over what I was doing, and I had to take control over my mindset and my thought process and my plan and start to put into action some things that I wanted, to accomplish so I could start working towards being my own boss. When you are a grown-up and you have your own bills, you have, your own, apartment, your home, your car, you have all these other expenses, you know that you can't just leap out there with, no net. So quite honestly, it took me 6 months to a year just kind of mulling around in my mind, really kind of focusing in on what I wanted to do, what I wanted to spend my time doing. And all of that time was not that it was wasted, but I felt that if I had invested in a coach sooner, a business coach or a business mentor sooner, that I probably wouldn't have wasted so much time. But lesson learned. So by the time I did figure out, the plan and what I was going to do and my weekly and my daily strategies, then really it was just a matter of about 6 months that I was able to leave, my 9 to 5 job, which is awesome. And but it took work. It took work, it took effort, it took some investment, and not much investment, but it took investment, and it took activity. So, what I think is a lot of what trips people up when they want to start their own business is they start They mull on this idea for a long time and they don't take action. They kind of just sit on the idea or the business that they just started. And it's like, hey, I have a business. And they just kind of sit on it for a while. And, I just wanted to tell you that one of the worst things you can do for your business is to be inactive. And so the sooner that you can invest in an online course, a business coach, a business mentor, um, the better off you'll be. And I say that from experience because had I done that about 6 months sooner, I probably would have been working on my own, sooner than I planned. And so, it's time for you to take control. Take control over, that vision that you have, that goal that you have. How long are you going to sit on that idea? How long are you going to sit on that desire to want to work for yourself and want to call the shot? Is it going to be another 6 months, another year? Why not go ahead and invest in a coach or an online program or a mentor or someone who's going to help you sit down and determine these strategies that you really, really need to start action today. There's no reason why you have to put off anything for tomorrow. If you know that in 6 months you want to be your own boss, there needs to be things that you should be doing today to work towards that goal. That 6 months is going to come before you know it. So you can't put things off 6 months, in a year, in even 30 days, 90 days, because that deadline that you set for yourself is going to be here before you know it. And so there has to be things that you're needing to do today for your business to succeed 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, a year from now. And so I said all that to say, don't waste time. Be active. And if you're overwhelmed with the idea that you have or the business that you've started, or you've been in business for a while and you are just not even sure, like if you're doing the right things, you're not getting business, you're not sure what you should be doing daily when you wake up in the morning or what you should be doing at night to prepare for the next day, kind of all over the place, then I urge you to invest in, either a business coach or some kind of online course that's going to help you out. And that way you can be your own boss sooner. So, my question, kind of to wrap up this little story about, how I started and what I did, is how long are you going to sit on that idea? How long are you going to sit on that desire to be your own boss? And so it's time to take some action and, take steps towards getting help. Getting help, because you could do it by yourself, but you're going to soon find out that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers. What you do need are resources. You need resources so that you can learn, resources that you can get laser-focused strategies, resources so that you can be accountable to the actions that you should be taking every single day. So I hope that helped. I hope that you got a little bit of inspiration, just kind of a little tiny snippet of background on kind of, my process of wasting about 6 months to almost a year of trying to put all the pieces together by myself instead of just investing, in a coach. And I'll tell you, I invested in 1 hour of coaching. I invested in 1 hour of coaching. That's all I invested in. And I found a really good coach, and I was honest. And I said, hey, look, I don't have a lot of money to, just throw out there. I don't have thousands of dollars on these systems that are out there. I don't have, even $200 or $300 to spend, for somebody to tell me what to do and when to do it. But, I found a reasonable coach, and I spent $127. And I came with the ideas that I already had and the strategies that I already, had in mind. And she helped me kind of just put them together. And I am forever grateful for that. She's no longer coaching, but, she kind of cheers me on and she sees what I'm doing. And, I'm just really thankful for that 1 hour of coaching that I invested in. So what I'm saying to you is if all you have is $97 for a coach, that's my coaching fee for 1 hour. If all you have is $97, invest it. Invest it so that you can take those next steps. Invest it so that you actually know what to do. Invest it so that you can figure out if what you're doing is even working or what you should scrap and what you should implement. It's worth it because when your business starts to take off in, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whenever it is, you're going to make that investment back over and over and over again. I promise you that, because when I invested $127 for a coach, I've been able to make that over and over and over again just by that 1 hour of, inspiration, motivation, laser focused strategies, accountability, and just numerous benefits. So, if you're the kind of person who doesn't see the value in investing in a coach, I am proof, because a lot of you, if you know me, you know that this wasn't me 6 months ago. You know that I was kind of just a background kind of person. I was kind of a come in, do what I got to do, and leave kind of person. And you really didn't see much of my personality out there. And that's just because I was, kind of planning, and I was praying, and I was, preparing. And so, when it's time for you to launch, it's time for you to launch, and that's that. But just know that it wasn't, all by myself. Sure, I took action. Sure, I used the talents and abilities God gave me. Sure, I prayed. And yes, He did lead me to the right person. And so, I just wanted to encourage you with that. If you are thinking about investing in a coach, I really do think now is the time, especially if you've been kind of saying, "Oh, I just need confirmation. I need to meet the right coach. I need to, meet the right person who I can trust, and somebody that I like, and somebody that I know." Well, then I'll just let you know I'm available. And if we are not a right match, as a coach and a client, then there's a couple of people that I can point you to also. So I hope this helped you. If you have any questions about business success, keep them coming. This is one of the questions that I get asked a lot. How did you do it? And what did you invest? So there's your answer. And so I do have a couple of events coming up. I have an online course called Branded and Brilliant that's really going to help you. If you don't have a personal brand, you need a personal brand. If you need one-on-one coaching, I'm here for you too. Otherwise, I am praying massive success for you. God bless.